Happy Crockin Monday, y'all.
It's that time of year again, like it or not, back to school. I know everybody's getting school supplies, back to school clothes, getting geared up for that school year. Didn't you go get school supplies?
We did. We got school supplies. Our very first year to have to do this. We're getting ready to make that hurdle.
How about emotionally?
Emotionally, a little tough on the heart, but we'll get there.
Well, besides gearing up for school, I think it's a great idea to get your kitchen geared up.
Definitely.
It's going to save you some time, save you some stress, and just start your day off great knowing that dinner's already ready and it might have been ready 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Isn't that a good feeling? So by freezing your meals, you can take a lot of stress off your daily schedule. This first meal we're going to make, it's out of the cookbook. It's cheddar vegetable sausage casserole. Cheddar sausage vegetable casserole.
Yes, and my kids love this one. For one, they love sausage. We use the smoked sausage, which they love, and the veggies are always a good one. And then who can go wrong with potatoes?
I know. This one, and it makes a lot.
Yes.
So I'm actually going to be putting it into 2 baggies, and I'm just labeling it CVSC because, quite frankly, I don't think I can fit all that name on the bag. And I'm going to date it, get it ready to go. Now, this one, like we said, it's going to be in 2 baggies. When we've done this before, though, we waited to put the potatoes in until right when we crocked it. So if you're going to do it that option, you can fit it all in 1 baggie. But we're going to combine everything this time, divide it into 2 baggies, but crock it all at one time.
Another option is too, if you would like to, say you have this frozen and the potatoes are not in the bag, but you know you're going to get it out of the freezer in the morning, go ahead and dice up your potatoes, stick them in a bowl with some water and stick them in the fridge. So when you pull your bag out to put in your crock in the morning and you're running behind, you've already got your potatoes diced. Yes. And it's perfectly fine if they're just right there on top. And I would cut them a little bit smaller if you're gonna do it that way.
And if you're, okay, so besides just the planning perk of this, this is also a fantastic way to add at least 2 hours to your cook times.
Definitely.
So those of you looking for longer cook times, try freezing beforehand and it will really help you out in the long run. You're gonna take a 10-ounce bag of frozen mixed vegetables. Get that.
Sometimes I have tough time finding the 10-ounce bags. So feel free to get a larger bag and just cut it in half. We live in a small town. We don't have a whole lot of options here, but we make it work.
Well, save the other half for another time you're
That's right.
cooking. 3 large potatoes. These are peeled and chopped. I think it would be fine even to leave the peeling on them if that's how you like to eat them. Sausage, enough to serve about 8 people. The recipe said to brown it, and we did that when making it for the cookbook. It isn't, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. We didn't use the
smoked sausage. We used a different type of sausage, but I found this on sale, and so we used it. And
so enough to serve 8 people. In my opinion, we thought go with 2 links. So 2 of the packages of the sausage cut up just into slices. You're going to take 1 can of cheddar cheese soup.
Yummy, yummy.
My kids love sausage, hot dogs, like you were saying. This is a great pleaser for the kids.
And a great pleaser for mom and dad too, because you're not coming home and having to stress about.
Well, and with my family, I know there will be leftovers with this. So that's also, you know, you're not just cooking for 1 meal. This is going to be more than 1 meal.
Yes, and this is a good one that you can easily double and put into a couple of baggies if you want.
Right, and you would, and if you wanted to crock it all, you're not going to be able to fit all of that in 1 slow cooker. But then I'm also going to put 1 cup of shredded cheddar cheese. Now, you're going to get that mixed up. Then divide it up and put it in your 2 baggies. Oh, goodness. You could dump this in as you go. If you weren't going to add the potatoes, you could kind of just mash it up. but there's so many ingredients and you're gonna have to divide it in the 2 bags. You're gonna wanna mix this beforehand.
Yeah, so, you know, we have our ingredients in bowls just for you guys to see. But if I'm doing this personally, what I would do is have your ingredients and literally just put them right into the baggie and mix it.
By squishing it around.
Kids
are gonna love that.
And really you just have a spoon and a knife and a cutting board from when you've
You wanna
cut
hold it
your...
open for me?
Sure thing.
I could hold this bowl up, but I don't wanna spill it.
This is a big recipe, so.
The
And
freezing.
I would freeze it about, I wouldn't freeze any of these over a month. And you definitely want to get your freezer bags if you are wanting to do some freezer meals. Make sure that they're good and airtight. And it just helps it last a little bit longer.
Longer recipes and questions about freezing have been popping up on our Facebook page a lot. So we thought that this was a great way to address both issues. You know, it's funny that the 2 questions that are asked can kind of, they kind of piggyback on each other. If you want a longer cook time, you can freeze it. All right.
We might be able to
I
get
might be
this
able to
one
fit
in
it
there.
in. I'm making a little bit of a mess.
It's okay.
If I'm cooking, that means husband's doing the
That's
cleaning.
right.
Sorry about that, Stanton. He is a great dishwashing husband. He is my dishwasher. We might be able to do it. I have about
My
one more
Gracie
spoon.
now loves to help me unload the dishwasher.
Is she to the age
She's-
where like she can actually help, or it's?
Yeah, she loves to do the silverware.
Stella loves to help, but
Oh, yeah.
it's not much of a help
yeah.
for Mama. Okay, so we've got this in the bag. You're gonna want to try to get that. Thank you. Get the air out of the bag and seal that up good. Make sure it's sealed tight because when you're freezing it, especially if you're going to do it for 3 or 4 weeks,
A longer time.
you want to make sure you get it good and sealed. So there's one recipe.
And I try to, if you can, sometimes my freezer is jam-packed, but I try to flatten it out a little bit and then
so they can stack.
lay it, yeah,
That's a good idea.
lay it down.
So we got it in one
you can just
bag.
stack them up. Yeah,
I like that idea.
voila.
One bag. Got it ready.
Alright.
One meal.
One
Check.
meal. Check, check. The next recipe that I'm going to be walking you through is Little Meats and Gravy, another crowd pleaser. This one is also out of our cookbook. It's simple ingredients, not very much going on here. We didn't
Just gonna
use
mark
that
that
one.
out.
Just mark it out for me, Jenna, if you don't mind.
The great thing about the Little Meats and Gravy, it is an all-in-one recipe, but the only thing you have to do is make either mashed potatoes or noodles or rice, something to serve it with, but that's not a big deal to prep
Right.
that stuff.
Now this one actually calls for 2 cans of water. We've got 2 cans of soup, so you just fill, but that's a little bit over 2 cups. So if you don't mind, Jenna, right on there, add water. So that way when I get it out of the freezer,
And these are about 10
remember-
ounce cans, so I'm gonna add 20 ounces of water.
Perfect. So when I get it out and I'm groggy in the morning and can't remember the recipe,
I'm gonna
There it
start
is.
writing myself a little motivational message on this
I bet
thing.
you could even put on there, that's a good idea.
Have a great day. All right.
You could even put on there your cook time too. If
Right, that way you don't have to pull out the...
Yeah. So.
Now this is gonna be one we're just gonna
So
squish
this
it up, right?
is yes. This is stew meat. You're gonna want to take about 2 pounds. Feel free to add more if you want to.
Because that
this is
gravy is
another
gonna
one.
be... It's gonna have some extra gravy in there, so you
Yes.
can add some more meat if you want.
So.
I like this because the meat's already in bite-sized pieces, and the slow cooker is gonna make it very tender. Having a
Yes.
3-year-old and a 1-year-old, I love it when I don't have to cut their food up into tiny, tiny pieces. It's pretty much done for you when you pull it out of the slow cooker.
Yes, and this just shreds apart. Yeah, I mean, it's so tender. Okay, 1 package of onion soup mix.
I keep these on hand.
Me too.
Because if I ever want to do a throw together recipe, that's a great seasoning packet to put in.
98% fat-free of cream of chicken. Actually, we're gonna do 2 of these.
And if you would rather do low sodium instead, do that. Cater to what your family needs.
Use whatever you want or whatever's on sale.
You could even do cream of mushroom if you would rather have the mushrooms.
Or do 1 of each. That'd be good too. Okay, we're gonna have 1 more.
That's it, really?
That's it, really, except for your water, and we've already written that on the baggie, so I know to do that when I'm...
So you're gonna put this frozen baggie into the slow cooker and then just pour about 20 ounces of water right over the top?
Yeah, and, you know, your noodles, you can do those up when you get home. You can have them up before, or rice. I've got a rice cooker. It literally takes me, well, it's just a push of a button on the rice cooker, and it takes 20 minutes. So that's enough time for us to wash our hands pretty much and get ready, set the dinner table. And dinner is ready.
Drinks ready.
Yeah.
So, okay, now that I'm thinking about cook time on this, I just realized I didn't inform y'all the cook time on the sausage. It's already a 6-hour cook time for the cheddar vegetable sausage casserole. So, freezing it, you're gonna add about 2 hours to any of these cook times. So that's an 8-hour recipe. And if you're looking for length on your recipes, I highly recommend getting a programmable slow cooker that auto switches to warm, because that will always buy you about 4 hours. So that right there would be a 12-hour recipe. So look into an auto switch slow cooker.
Yes, I rarely cook without one. It's just not worth it to me to put my food in and
have to worry about it.
I don't have to worry about it anymore. So this one right here, we're gonna do 8 hours, 10 hours of frozen.
On low?
On low, yeah, low and slow. And auto switch to warm, 14 or 16 hours right here.
That to me is a perfect one. You can put if you have to leave your house at 6 in the morning, that's a great one. So, and ball game days. You know those ball games are going to be starting up?
Goodness, yes.
Those nights get me the worst. When I'm driving home, I'm like, what are we going to eat? And you pull through a drive-thru. Yeah. If you have that waiting at home.
Because you literally you don't have any time.
No.
Between anything.
School, practices.
One thing after another.
Now
we got some spicy going on for Jenna here.
And a lot of you on the Facebook page, we did a poll. This was the most popular one, to see buffalo chicken sandwiches. I agree. I've been wanting to make some of this. Nicole is not so much a fan of the spicy. So we're going to be doing spicy buffalo chicken.
Which, if you don't want the spicy, or if you are going to make this for the first week of school and you're worried about your kiddos, here's my trick. If you want a little bit of kick or a little bit of spice, add a couple of tablespoons to barbecue sauce. Or do half and half if you want. It's just really what kind of kick you want.
Right. If you have older kids, this is a great one. I'm sure they'll enjoy it. Me having the 3-year-old and 1-year-old, I might have to make them something different to eat. But, so all you're going to do, take a full bottle of this buffalo sauce.
You can find buffalo sauce in your dressing aisle.
Now, on the website, this is a recipe from the website. This was used for chicken sandwiches, but the beauty of this recipe is I like wrapping this up in a tortilla or eating it on a baked potato. It's very versatile.
Multiple ways.
So then we're going to put a packet of ranch dressing mix.
Love our ranch dressing.
And this tones down a little of that spiciness. But it is the type of recipe you open the lid and that steam will choke you up because it's really spicy. So Nicole's putting in 4. These are frozen chicken breast. So you're gonna take frozen chicken breast and you're gonna freeze them. If you're not doing a freezer meal, feel free to use frozen chicken breast on that too, because that will...
I think it says frozen chicken breasts on the recipe, but if you have thawed chicken breast, you can use that and refreeze this.
And on other recipes, if it doesn't say frozen and you want some extra cook time, throw frozen in. Then we're gonna add 2 tablespoons of butter. That, if you have it room temperature, it will mix in. Got my spicy buffalo
Three
chicken.
freezer meals.
And this is about a 6-hour recipe. Add a couple hours to it. You're good to go. Any of these are going to be able to cook for 8+ hours.
Which, I said 3 freezer meals, but with me, my husband, my 2 small kids, that really gives me 6.
Right, because you're going to eat
meals.
leftovers.
Yes, we're going to have leftovers. And so that is that's a whole week.
I love the idea of prepping
have.
3 meals and only having to clean up one time. Because if I love to cook, but the thing I do not like to do is clean up that mess. You want to just go relax.
I like to do one or the other, but not both. So I have some made up already, and I'm going to dish it out for us.
I think this is a great idea to get together with your friends. Everybody brings some groceries. And by the time you walk out the door, you've probably had a lot of fun socializing. You've gotten multiple meals prepared to take home and stock up your freezer. And it's minimizing the cleanup again. Instead of cleaning up in 3 houses or 4 houses, however many friends you have over, you're just cleaning up in 1. And anything you're doing with a group of people, with your friends, it doesn't seem as tedious or as hard to get done. So we have some little meats and gravy. We have some of the sausage casserole. I'm gonna get myself some of this buffalo chicken so I can try it out.
I'm gonna skip on the buffalo chicken because we put that whole buffalo sauce in, and it is way too spicy for me.
It's probably gonna be hot.
I'm gonna stick with my little meats.
I remember cooking this sausage casserole at the Crockin when we did our cookbook, and I loved it and haven't had a chance to remake it.
The little meats reminds me of home, which, not just my home, but like my mom used to make something like this all the time. It's just so good. Like a beef stroganoff.
My kids, yeah, it is a lot like a beef stroganoff. My kids are big noodle eaters, so this will be a hit. They're not so much on mashed potatoes, so we did it with egg noodles, and that's probably what I'll do it with.
Okay.
Really yummy.
Now,
here goes the buffalo.
What are we gonna do? We have all these meals, and we gotta have some dessert.
You have some free time, right? Because you're not having to cook.
Right. And you've got no dishes to clean up either, right?
Can't have no dessert.
I'm sorry, I still have a mouthful.
You've got the non-stick, so that's good. I like using the non-stick with desserts. After you spray this, it's gonna come right out, minimal cleanup.
Yeah,
ready to go.
Super easy. So make sure you spray it. Always spray it. Okay, we've got 1 package of yellow cake mix. Dump that in. Okay, we got this recipe from our friend Dot. She calls it a blueberry crunch, blueberry crisp. And we were at her store the other day, had a girls' night out, and she served this, and oh my gosh. I took 1 bite and I said, I've got to try this.
We've got to convert it.
Okay, blueberries, 1 package of frozen blueberries.
I love the cakes that you make with the cake mixes, and you don't do it as the box directs. I love just putting the powder in there.
Yeah.
I love the flavor of it.
She adds, about a cup of, I'm going to do 1/2 cup of sugar. It's really just to add a little bit more sugar, and leave it out if you don't want to put it in there. 1 can of crushed pineapple.
This turns out a lot like a cobbler. It'd be great with ice cream. I liked it plain. I thought it was just fantastic. It's moist, and it's just the right amount of sweetness.
And it really does kind of look like a crumble.
Yeah, it looks really yummy. Thanks, Dot, for sharing.
Yes, thank you, thank you, thank you. And I just kind of keep mixing it until it gets a little pasty and gummy, is what I would call it.
Then you add your nuts.
And then I'm gonna spread this out.
Gotta go with some pecans.
And we're gonna add those pecans.
You just put them on top, or do you do it?
Yeah, I just put them on top. Yeah. Easy, easy, easy. And look, I didn't dirty another bowl either.
Mix it right there.
There you go. Just sprinkle those on top. Really, however much you want. I like a ton of nuts.
Well, it's a crisp, right?
Walnuts, pecans, almonds.
Yum.
Some toasted almonds would be good. You're gonna cover this. You'll cook it on high for 2 hours. And like Jenna said, feel free to serve it with ice cream, or I mean, I think this
Some
would even
homemade
be
whipped
good
cream
in the morning.
with some coffee.
Yes. So
Don't tell your kids you're eating dessert for breakfast, though.
Yeah. That's our
That's the good
secret.
thing about Gates going to school. You won't get caught eating
No.
blueberry crisp for breakfast.
We hope this gets y'all started off to a great week for school. Happy Crockin', y'all.
Have a great week.